Welcome back to Total Warhammer 3 in part 7 of our Mother Ostankya Realm of Souls campaign. In today's episode, this big fool has lumbered on into the forests of Old Kislev.
So you have chosen death.
And I think it shall be his last mistake. So what we are going to attempt to do here, we have a ton of forces, the auto resolve is going to be quite kind. We would just lose most of our spiders that make the Spider King, or give him his name. So what we're going to do is try to fight this one and keep as many of these little critters alive as we can. I'm not going to use any blessings on our side of the field. The only ones I would be kind of interested in is I would really like the Spirited Away to actually work out. So let's try to take it back. We're going to grab one Spirited Away on these gobos. And the problem is the goblins have no leadership, right? So let's just give it to one of the spiders. If we lose one of the spiders and have it turned into a bear, so be it. We need to see this happen at least once. Summons an elemental bear, less than 20% health. It basically turned into a demon. For the Poxmaker side, though, because I would like to not have to worry about the enemy lord at all, we're going to just go ahead and give him the Gate of Thorns, make him real tired, and every step he takes is going to be doing a good bit of damage to it, so we don't have to worry about it at all. And as soon as he does lumber into range, we're going to be giving him every single musket shot we can. Pretty much everyone you know is allergic to muskets. Let's see what else we can give them, though. Flushed Cast is kind of interesting. But we may just go for Entropus on the other spellcaster. Yeah, let's grab one of our Entropus. Make this spellcaster terrible. We're going to save the rest of our curses here, but let's dive into the fight. Before we do, we'll be smart and we'll check the terrain. I see. Open fields. Let's get to it. Alright. So we need to make sure we are funneling Nurgle in on an area they don't want. Plus, we've got our troops are mostly spiders. So let's see how long we can try to hold out and get the actual missile troops coming on in. 2 minutes it would take. So we want to draw a lot of the enemy back. Most of our melee troops, or our troops we have here are melee. We've got one set of rifles. We're going to want to really make sure they are picking their targets well. Firing on the Chaos Lord if we can help it. Let's set them up on this hillside here. We'll pull them back as needed, but Nurgle's very slow except for these Warhounds, which if those Warhounds dive into combat, we have a whole heap of spiders to give them a bad day. We'll have the Watchmen in the night defending the Musketeers. And we'll just have the other Zar Guard also just kind of hanging out in the back. We do want to watch out for Nurgle spells. We'll just kind of put them in behind the spiders. We'll throw you all up front. Off on the side there. Fairly expendable, but we'll put them staggered in case they're already wave spells or breath spells. We don't want to hit everyone all at once. Spiders on around. Bring the Spider King and our Ice Witch on over. We're going to put her on the other side of the snipers, and he'll hang out with his personal guard here. We can take a look at some of our new ROR units we haven't actually gotten to see in battle.
We have the ranged edge, brothers.
Ranged edge. Looks like we've lost a little bit of the VFX on their ice swords, which actually is just fine. Make it so you can actually see what's going on a bit more. Of course, our chunky little spider hatchlings. They are ready to deliver poison. You guys are all gold. Like there to be a little bit more variance between the ROR units, but these guys don't look too bad. And then Dodge's Hearthblades, who have been in for a very long time.
Let your loyalty be your armor.
They've all got the kind of the blades that Yuri had, or at least that's what it looks like. It's got the same kind of chaosy corruption look. Be better if it was fire, because this looks almost identical to what Yuri was corrupted by at the very beginning. Still a pretty awesome unit. Let's dive into the fighting. We'll make sure you guys are in a group. I don't want you two in guard mode. And then we'll have everyone else.
We could kill them in our sleep.
We could kill them in our sleep. I heard a sound that was like a missile firing off. It was concerning to the maximum. I guess they're just going to start wiggling around. I wouldn't mess with the spiders. They're far more dangerous than they look. You're going to go sit up on the hill and wait for us to show up? Okay then, lads, I'll catch you all in a minute 30. Alright. Our brothers and their green friends have arrived. Oh, they actually look great painted up in purple. Awesome. We've got ourselves some rather fancy looking greenskins. We're going to make sure they are the front line. Gobos, I don't mind if the Streltsy fire over your heads. I just would prefer you guys be the chaff. I'm thinking that sound is the Nurglish troops, or the Nurglish spellcasters actually miscasting. Got a whole heap of front line. Let's go ahead and bring you, Armored Kossars, out pretty wide with those pistols. Other Kossars coming in behind. It is going to be more or less a gun line here, so we'll set them up on behind our spiders. We're going to just throw the spiders out incredibly wide. We'll let them come on around for a flank.
Kislevites moving.
Bring the Kislevite archers.
Kislev sends us forth. Hearts of ice.
You boys take up the top of the hill, and we'll go ahead and bring the other Streltsy to the other flank.
March with pride.
Awesome.
Kossars.
You boys can hang out with the first group. I'm going to bring you on over with the
Kossars.
archers, and we'll have the Kosovites come on out to the wings there. Would have been great since Mother Ostankya is very Ongol focused to have more dervishy forces there. Maybe a group that has javelins. I think it would have been great to have Akshina with a few different variants too. Especially for the $25 mark. Just maybe an Akshina with a javelin and a spear, and then an Akshina with just dual swords. Similar to these guys here, the where are they at? The Watchmen of the Night. So maybe have them have dual swords that are a bit smaller. And still ice focused, because they'd be, or maybe just Hag Witch text, something along those lines. You boys, we'll have you post up here. Let's bring all our spiders wide. Even though Nurgle attacked us, they are going to, I guess it counts as we attacked them, does it not? Armored Kossars. Was an incredibly long line then. Grab the normal guys and just pull them back. Back behind the line. There we go. We have to advance on you. Everyone's pretty well in formation. Let's go ahead and grab all of the infantry. Make sure we're not grabbing anyone that is the spiders, and we'll just push them forward. Draw the enemy into the valley. He's not taking too much damage, but he will hit his cap on healing pretty soon. He does have to move in order to take damage too. 12,000 health is going to be a while to get through it. Come on then, lads. Looks like they are sending the Exalted Hero wide. It's not a good strategy. We'll surround and destroy pretty quickly there. Very quick. They just far enough away. They all have Spirit Leech, or most of them have Spirit Leech, and he has very small reserves of health. Drawing them down into this gully is going to be very important. You might be able to get in and out with the spiders, taking out these warhounds before they can really do anything about it. So advancing the main gun line here. A bit like so. Go ahead and throw some goblins in on the wings there. Pull these spiders back. We'll group forward a bit.
So be it. Taking points.
So be it.
Our duty served.
Alright, yeah, let's get aggressive. Send the spiders in. And if the AI just decides to retreat, that's still not that big of an issue. Ah, purest of cowardice. I see. Yep, you start coming back towards us then if you think you can win. Keep pulling them wide. Sounds don't want any. Nope, they're too far away now. We should be able to destroy them pretty quickly with the slow death. Oh yeah, that is not a slow death at all. Alright, spiders retreat. Over on the other end, healing is still going out pretty much as far as they can, but every time you move, you're taking damage, fool. Way too much damage. They decided to retreat. They are trapping these 3 spider teams behind their lines, though, so we will have to try to get them on out. Start pushing everyone else forward. We's better than them. There we go. There's our escape. Why did those Forsaken don't get a little bit more aggressive? Spirit leeches are throwing out left and right. There we go, we escape. Although we could probably see about destroying the Demon Spew with these 3. Not a lot of armor piercing, but there's 3 units over here. Oh yeah, that's some awesome damage. Light of the Arachnids. I mean, they'll take a lot of damage back, but they are blending through this group. Oh, here comes the Exalted Hero. Let's go ahead and retreat. Gobos, come on out to the side. Catch the enemy from going around. Streltsy, come on up as well. Spiders take some damage. Oh, we may get them retreating, which is not great. Just come back behind the line. Get some Icy Hail. Those units, as they advance, keep fleeing spiders. Catch them with the Gobos. Yourself up a little bit there. I think our Armored Cossacks should be able to annihilate that group as they come on in.
Sons of Kislev.
Bring down this first group. You get those guns firing on them. Actually, probably be better to go after the spawn. Let's be honest. Guns are all blasting. You guys just go ahead and surround this Exalted Hero and destroy. I was hoping the slow death would be a good bit of damage. Probably not. Those spiders might be being sacrificed. For the greater good. Go ahead and scoot up there. And get our Streltsy firing on the enemy lord. That'll be perfect. Charge in and break whoever has made it into contact with our Kossars. I'll have you guys work together on the spawn. Plague-ridden, need for you to bring them down. Gobos are getting surrounded. Perfect. Drop in some ice. Focus the spawn. You guys can worry about the little nurglings there. They're on the side. Dealt with the Demon Spew pretty quickly, actually. You guys work together. Rotate, get those pistols firing. You spiders come on in and surround. Bad idea. Get the slow death on some of these other lads that are in the front line. Spread that out as much as we can. You already dealt with the Plague-ridden? Well done. Oh no, he retreated, never mind. Never mind. Show us how much of the storm you are. Alright, you have been cornered there, Streltsy. They took a ton of damage. We've gone through. Yeah, these guys have really bad firing arcs sitting on the side of the hill here. We'll grab a few of these spiders that shouldn't be fighting all at the same time there. And Gate of Thorns was not the best call for this big caster. He just kind of sits still. Next time we'll remember. shots on this poor fool here. Everyone's allergic to good old musket ball. You guys move forward. We're gonna have the other Boyar brawlers. They can't actually make it into combat. Dodges Hearthblade, stay away a bit. We're gonna grab all of our Normie Kossars. Where you guys at? Get fire on the enemy lord there. Poisonous boys, come on back. We'll get all of the rifles around and blasting on the lord, who is already fleeing away. What a coward. Now, if you got a pistol, you know what your job is. We'll have the spiders chase down the rest of Nurgle's followers, but I will do all in a moment. Alright, a beautiful victory. Looks like we did steal the Lichbone Pennant as well. The sigil on this banner is old. Hurts the eyes to look at. We'll probably hand this off to a unit we decide later on. It's probably one of our spider hatchlings. Unfortunately, none of them took enough damage to turn into an elemental bear. That army was kind of terrible in comparison to ours. So what we will do is take the treasury. We're definitely going to need it.
Leave them to starve.
I will carve my name into your bones.
Probably going to be hard. His bones are mostly made out of stone at this point. Oh yeah, you want a gift, do you? This faction has threatened you. Rejecting this offer will result in war. All he's fighting is Zufbar at the moment. Let's keep Astragoth from coming on into our territory just for now. Let's deal with a few of our nearby enemies, and then we'll deal with Astragoth later. So we'll give him this gift. We'll remember it, and we will dislike you for it forever. Arian Helm, our enemy belonging to the Poxmakers, has perished. This is his only right. A dirty job that no one else wants to do. We've got ourselves a tax collector and a veteran warrior. Some lads from the Empire as well. Fall of Bearsonling, and then we've got an imminent rebellion at the Cliffs of Death, which, fair enough, no one really wants to live up in the Chaos Wastes anyway. And what it seems like is, do we actually get the access to... No, we don't, surprisingly enough. So Kislev is supposed to have a 5th commandment that is only for... This is probably just for Kislev, or for Kastaltin, Katarin, and Boris. But they've got one that actually nullifies the effects of Chaos Attrition. But you take a bit of... You have to basically spend devotion per turn. That's probably why we don't have it. I think that's kind of a misuse. What it should be is, because they've actually shown that they have the ability to change climate. What it should be is you kind of click it's still a commandment, you activate the commandment, and then say 5 to 10 turns later for a base sum of maybe a 50 to 100 devotion. I don't have any set numbers, but after that period of time, the terrain then would transform into just normal wasteland climate. It would then lose its chaotic kind of moniker there, and it become normal wasteland climate. I think it would be good though for it to be able to be changed, so anything that is wasteland climate, chaos, if you hit 100% corruption, should transform it from wasteland to chaotic wasteland. But Kislev should be able to kind of just at least nullify the chaos corruption and turn things into normal wasteland, if that's what they're going for. I also thought about, it's weird that she and Kastaltin have access to the Ice Court, as Kastaltin is completely opposed to the Ice Court. But what they should do is simply reskin this mechanic here. Instead of saying Ice Court, you can just say the Great Orthodoxy for Kastaltin, and he would have patriarchs here. I think he would need a basic patriarch lord, which is something we do need in the game currently. And then for Mother Ostankya, you would change it to the Hag Witches. So it's like the Ice Court ladies that get exiled. They come on out to the woods and they learn their magic through that same exact mechanics. Nothing really changes. But they are the only way that they can recruit the certain heroes and lords with the expanded traits is through your mechanic like the Ice Court. And all you'd have to do for both Kastaltin and Ostankya is reskin it, change the icon to something that matches them, so the hut, or something kind of witchy for her, and then the Orthodoxy. And then bam, you've got 3 new mechanics that I would be just fine with, and I think a good majority of players would, even though it's a reskin, would at least give you some variance, and it'd be a good bit of fun. Let's go for the Spider King. You can't actually buff your spiders, which makes me sad, but we will make sure your creatures of the land are good and proper. So we're going to give you, I think, more health. As the more health we give him, it actually increases the threshold at which heroic resilience kicks in. So we'll go for Foe Seeker, of course, first. We'll come back and get the health as we get his other melee stats sorted on away.
My decision
For
is
Beledna,
law.
you should go for all of
You
the
are less than nothing.
magic skills. 25 speed reduction. Is it only if they're flying? Oh no, it's not. It's just because of the storm kicks up. That's awesome. And then Gust of True Flight for more range and accuracy on our Streltsy. That sounds pretty fantastic. We'll worry about boosting up income as we go. We're getting most of our money through violence.
I will.
Our spiders would definitely get taken out in auto-resolve. Oh no, they won't. Beautiful.
Kislev, the enduring.
Everyone's got an Achilles. We'll go ahead and take the extra gold.
What care I for peasants?
Estergax has been defeated, and it's just Udikai up in there in the north now. Okay, well, Kevin, we'll have you pull into the City of Splinters and do some
The
replenishing.
right to rule. Baron
Right to
of
rule.
the motherland.
Jinx's plan for teleporting around. I think we really need to hold the fort for now. We could start teleporting around and doing some all sorts of dastardly nonsense, but then we're going to get attacked from behind. Bolgfarg, Grimgor, and Huglugger come on down south to deal with them. I'm tempted to let him sort that out by himself. Olaf, I'm going to go ahead and come into ambush. I don't mind him attacking Stormvrak. And if he does so, we can then do some serious damage back. So let's go over here into wherever the 100%. Yoink.
Of course.
We might be able to catch Titan Lever or Groth coming on up as well. In the loading screen, this little fella has chicken legs, so I'm thinking at one point that was the idea. What happened to that plan? I am not sure.
Boyar of Kislev.
Grimgor's Ard Boys could give us some trolls. Oh, do you need to be the Troll King as well, Kevin? I mean, trolls are stupid. And have terrible leadership. Maybe once he gets some stone trolls.
No
If I'm going to
higher.
be spending that amount of gold, I would rather be doing it in upkeep on Akshina. Yeah, let's grab some. Yeah, Akshina are so expensive. I'm not using cave bats, even though they have the bonus versus infantry now, which is just hilarious. You're the Spider King, aren't you, Anastas? These guys have armor piercing. Yeah, but I'm giving you your old school name that we abandoned long ago. When you became the King of Spiders, yeah, we'll just grab him some Akshina. They're very expensive, but they're also incredibly powerful. So what we'll do is once he replenishes up a bit,
Lord of all.
we can push on in and start doing some damage back up here in the north. And since the Chaotic Wasteland is just unpleasant, he can actually claim this and hold it. We can expunge chaos from the north here, which would be great. Let's come on into our Witch's Hut. We are going to go for Entropus, and then... yeah, we still have no other Skulls and Stone options, so Entropus can only be one way.
Here, Wizard, I shall help you to learn better about magic's parents.
Indeed. We're going to go ahead and go for Typhlosis. Leadership or Speed. I actually think the Leadership drop is better, so we're going to go ahead and throw in this Wood Trinket.
My magic
Create the
hand.
incantation. Instead of making it have extra options, we're going to probably do that with... oh no, we can make 2 more. That's what we're going to go for then. With Madness or Flesh to Cast. We got to try a Spirited Play. Does this ruin everything when we go for this one? Are there any that are blue and red? Flesh to Cast. That works out. So Bark of Ages is for Vanguard Deploy, Perfect Vigor, and Spirited Away.
They said
We haven't made it happen
blood
yet.
and the death draws
We'll try.
them close.
Well, that does ruin everything. We only have 2 blues left. We'll have to keep better track. And we knock the corruption away from here. We sure can. Let's do it. We need to spend a ton of essence to the next hex. 283, so let's spend 12 more, I guess. And yoink. Rest in peace, your corruption. Basically take a flamethrower to all the Nurgle nonsense. It'll come back pretty quickly. Plus 8 a turn, but we can spend some essence to put that down.
The land's protector.
They do. Where are we about to have a rebellion? More people for me to beat up. That's perfect. That is perfect. We got a lot of gold. Let's go ahead and get another Ice Witch in. Ice Maiden. Orlana Koshka. And again, I think this should be Ice Hag Witches only. And then if you want to make it extra spicy, have it so that maybe Ostankya can't recruit Patriarchs. And she can only do Ice Witches and the Hag Witches.
The secret of my cauldron.
Alright, quick cut. Had accidentally shut the office door and Mochi was scratching to get in. So we are, Mochi is a cat, Freddy. She's not a, there's no demon scratching to get in. So the Cliffs of Death have had a death. Cliffs of a Death have had their rebellion, and Skruck is who has someone out to face us. Did you defeat the Norskins? Authoritarian? No, that's great. He is the Spider King after all.
Bow to me.
Really having some money issues. Let's go ahead and start pressing into the Red Abyss here. Let's go out of our territory.
Roll out.
Roll out.
Set camp at once.
The army that was here has disappeared, and that's concerning because they can go all the way around to attack the Dolgonir Forest. There's lots of small little passes they can move through. Be obnoxious.
The right to rule.
So maybe we move to intercept.
Take me there.
Okay, Hudakai is still hanging out in this province.
Only the most skilled may serve.
We'll spend more gold. We could kind of recruit or combine up some of these spiders here. And then give him perhaps a Snow Leopard for bonus view large hunting. They're really best at taking down spellcasters that are on horseback. That is kind of their calling, if you will. Oh no, Grimgor is about to face off against the Ogre Kingdoms here, and actually he may not have a great auto-resolve. We'll leave the Ogres alive for now, and we'll come on over to start doing some damage to these poor fools. Skruck will likely retreat.
Feed the forest rage.
Doesn't, that'd be great. Oh, you poor fool.
Teach them.
I was about to say, if we lose a single troop to this squad of Noblars, I will be offended.
The winter approaches. We need less mouths to feed.
Indeed. We do need a vodka distiller, though. Nah, there's no one left that we can, or no more movement, so we'll go ahead and jump
To me,
channeling.
spirits of the land.
Goodies we can grab here. What's great is she already drops down a cursor on here every single time, or on right here, every single time she does any kind of damage. So basically the Typhlosis blinds them. Pretty hilarious. Urson's chosen, Urson's favored for more armor. Probably a good idea. Are you guys almost up to Gold Chevron? These would gain bonuses, and so would our Elemental Incarnate. We might as well.
Now, Kislevites, bring
10 armor,
fast.
5 defense, and 15% more spell resist. So no kind of spirit leeches or anything like that are going to cause us any issues. For you, Juliana,
This is why Kislev endures.
I actually think Pan's Impenetrable is a good call. But let's grab Earthing, that way we can get the Arcane Conduit for that nice power recharge.
Why are we so mistreated?
He's mistreated. Oh, you have no idea, buddy.
If you want something done,
Sin, a Hag Witch. Tempest or Ice. We already have a Tempest Witch, so let's go for one of Ice. Frost Maiden. Alrighty, let's make some goodies. Start with Entropus as per usual. I want a nice store of them. In fact, actually
So
next we'll probably start using the
dangerous to the
purples
soul.
on the Agony Succession. This one's very strong against Horde factions. Wraith Sight for ourselves. I think it's still best to use our incantations on the enemy. Fragmenti drops their health. And then we would have the blue and yellow ones. Yellow and bones. And then we would have red and blue and yellow and blue. Let's do that. Let's go for Typhlosis, and we'll take off the bark once more and go for it. leadership.
Ingredient.
We can go for horns
This
and
sparks joy.
wood would give us the Spirited Away. So we wouldn't go for teeth. Drop the charge bonus. Get a Hush cast
To hold
there.
it all. Precious this was. Lost it.
With madness.
Ursun's wounded spirit rages in the realms.
All of the extra
Here,
trinkets.
taste his heart. Understand.
Ice Queen of Kislev.
Not looking to use any of my gold to increase our relations with the other parts of the Ice Court. Although,
They are one people.
the faster we get to the Defensive Alliance, the faster we can get... How much
The
gold would you
Frozen
want?
Kingdom welcomes all its allies.
Fine.
You honor the crown.
I like you, Katerin. We'll give you your deals and your gold. No one else, though. We need our money. We are acting as a Norscan faction at the moment. Who are the Norskans? Blood Guzzlers have been wiped out, and we've got lens crafters. It takes complex machinery, the keenest eye, and considerable skill to fashion lenses good enough for use in high-grade telescopes and spyglasses. We'll get 10% more line of sight. This is more for moving through to the Norse hatred skill. Enemy of the state, Sarl, or the Puppets of Fist rule, and we would get the ever-full Kavsh. Who doesn't like a drink? Kavsh Breath, which is a magical breath attack with no armor piercing, and then Everfull Kavish, which increases everyone's leadership in the area. Pretty solid. We do have to make sure we are wounding someone of those two, though, so can't be in normal battle. Norskins have retreated back to the Darko Wharf. I prefer to do battle with the Nurgle boys up here.
To be seen.
We're gonna move ourselves to the Stormvrak. Get 100% anywhere.
Age does not slow me.
Evan the Spider King start moving his way through. We can go across the river. I just don't know if we can do it in camp stance.
Move or die.
What do we do in camp? One more turn here, so we'll just go on up this direction. If they're sitting armies across Secret Agent style, there's not a lot we can do about it.
Second only to the throne.
I'm going to combine up some of these spiders here. That way we are not paying for all of their upkeep at the same time.
Baron of the motherland.
Their upkeep's pretty cheap, but man, we're losing gold now. Maidens are operatives of the Tsarina, sent across the motherland and beyond as emissaries, but often will have ulterior agendas that must be carried out in secret, although in service to Katerin. Probably steel technology. That's the goodies there.
I make the
We'll get into some fights soon. Sort out our treasury, even if we have to fight the Red Suns up there as well. Problem. Skip on through, or do we have buildings we can throw in? Probably not a bad idea to go for a farmstead. With both of these buildings together, how much you can only ever make 150 out of these. Meanwhile, this can get you up to 200. 150, and you need two different kinds of building. We'll just go for the market square then. No more upgrades though, because we can't really keep our treasury in order. Come on over to Ostankya again, and we'll end the turn.
My will. The offsuit for Kislev.
Alright, Norskins are coming up to do some raiding in Stormvrak, but they are still staying way out of Ostankya's range, which is very clever.
Agree. Oh,
Tentatively start raiding in our lands. Come on back and they'll retreat. But maybe they won't.
Spirits bring
We do have to
death.
lure them into our territory. Right then. He did retreat, but we can chase it down, no problem. If I go after Ingamar, he will likely retreat as well. We won't be able to get either of them, so we'll go after Pav here.
Still their futures.
Your future is as good as mine, buddy.
Consume them in shadows.
That would have been a very quick, cushiony battle there. We're gonna go ahead and Salyak provides or pardon. We need the gold.
Let them go. Weaklings.
We gained ourselves a new trinket fighting the Norskins. Is a Yumi skull from the Marauders. When used to create a blessing, you get flaming attacks. When used to create a curse, weakness to fire damage, plus or minus 30%. That is fantastic. We can use this one in tandem with the Ember Dread. Make ourselves an Ember Dread quickly. Work Molar and Warpstone there. And also going to make an Agony Succession. And I don't want to use this skull. Although, you pass out weakness to fire to several groups. Pretty amusing. Less resistance and a weakness to fire.
A rarity indeed.
Oh, no, you have to pick one of the two. So weakness to fire or weakness to physical. So the weaknesses are all on one. That makes sense. So maybe weakness plus armor. Sundering would be really good. Let's do it. We'll go for the weakness fire damage. We're going to use those two in tandem. When you really want to get rid of someone.
Rich with sweat and onion, kvass and loss.
There's Bulwark, Spectre's Miasma. More missile strength for our Akshina is always great. Let's go for a Fragmenti. I believe we've only got the 1 horns and the 1 bones. Yep.
Like a summer glacier, you crumble from the inside.
Side.
Rush at the foe, and Urson will be with you, curdling milk.
Back to curdling that milk. We'll go into an ambush, try to lure some more Norskins on over. The more enemies we can lure into our territory, the more damage we can do to them. Oh yeah, Kugath is going to go after Kevin instead then.
My authority is bound.
Okay. Fight wherever Mother Ostankya is not. It's a fair strategy. He's got a couple Exalteds. That's not good. Consolidating their forces in the north, we need to have Ostankya do some damage on the other side then.
Keep up with my sled.
We'll go into March, go on the other side of Stormvrak, and we're going to do some damage to Gluttport. And Kevin, you're going to come on back into friendly territory a bit. You're going to wait on them. Even if we lose a bit of gold for a moment, we'll have our Ice Witch try to come on out and steal some tech. Looks like he's just going to go past everyone to come on over to face us.
I do not think so.
Don't think so.
Frost Maiden.
Skate on over. Oh, some aggressive movement.
Extend Kislev.
Look at her go! I respect the gumption. We're all incantationed out. So let's swing on into Mother Stanky. Keep saving our gold for now, and then we'll return.
Celebrate now, Kislevites. Bring fuss.
This man drops control by 9. Good grief.
Yes.
You got wound this fella? What would be your chances? He's level 1 and it would only be 49%. Your rank what? 20? You get out of here.
Heed my hexes.
No one's in our territory. They're doing everything they can to hide from Ostankya.
There is a magic in
Alright, so it's time we do
a silence.
well in the Chaos Wastes, but we're still in the Cliffs of Death, either way. Intriguing. We're still in Stormvrak Mount, but this counts as Chaos Wastes. Huh. Okay, we'll move to just before that starts happening then.
Needs us. Why tarry?
Kislev needs us. Ooh, and Kislev needs gold.
Born to power.
Alright, Beledna.
I control the frosts.
So they've claimed back the floating mountain. Let's go ahead and steal some
Frost Maiden.
technology from here. How much is it going to cost?
Kislev claims their secrets.
Ooh, it's not worth it. We're going to do it anyway.
I beg for
When you failed, Beledna. Come on now. Fighter or a martial magician. I think you're better in combat.
It cements my power.
Alright, Kevin. We might have to get rid of some of your spiders. They're great, but they're very... Well, they're super cheap, actually, comparatively to our Akshina. So, even though I just
will suffer no waste.
brought these guys on in, I'm going to kick them out. I am tempted to kick out some of these. Hearth blades are so expensive. We'll come back in 10 turns. This feels like a heresy, but we need the gold right now.
Gospodar by blood.
It actually looks like Kugath couldn't afford his soldiers either. We kicked a few out.
Is my only master.
This makes things a lot easier for us. Coven's curse mark. So as soon as Kugath enters our territory, we're going to drop this sucker down on him, and he's going nowhere. That's grit. Arrowing coil. Forest coils are preparing. Phase 2, negative 16 leadership, minus 60% speed. 80 seconds. Interesting. That's rather strange. I think we are going to keep stacking up on debuffs. So Fragmenty is fantastic.
You are as fine porcelain, strong until a blow lands.
Agony Succession as well, just for maximum damage being passed out to the enemy. Resistance and charge or weapon strength. Let's go for resistance and actually that works just fine.
Your neighbor's heart is open. Such empathy
multiple.
you share.
Let's do it.
Ceiling.
All the free damage. And then we'll go for an unburdened step for speed, strider, and devastating flanker. Another really good one to give to our elemental incarnate.
Each step is lighter than the last. Home is in sight.
Home isn't, we're in home. Old Kislev is being reconquered as we speak.
Never yield.
Spider King, we are going to have you.
Prepare for shock assault.
Prepare for one ambush.
On your feet.
We'll take a little bit of damage, but it'll have probably force Kugath to come over really aggressive. We might be able to jump him in the field, depending on what he's fielding here. He's a pretty devastating character. No more upgrades to the town until we got a little bit more gold under our belt here. I think taking the Glut port and grabbing an actual port will be fantastic for our income. So, the turn. Ambush failed. No one has come on into our territory. They're probably just right outside. We've been infected by a witch plague. Rot. Nerval corruption +2. Look at he just ran.
For Kislev.
Alright. If you say so. We are going to fight this one.
They
Circle
will
up
be better
first, see what's going on
dead.
up north. Zoom in. Did we convince Kugath? Oh, hang on now. That's a
Warrior of
proper
Kislev.
battle. She can't reach us, which is not great.
threat
He's
is
not
negligible.
technically in our territory.
Kislev's chosen.
Oh, what is Kugath using? Because they're our allies, right? So if we move to attack,
No higher
we
authority.
would have the Hellcade Drove moving to assist. Well, maybe not.
Baron of the
See what
Mother.
Kugath has.
Experimentation
I think with our...
is my only master.
This land is
Yes, yes.
free.
Oh, it's not going to let us see. Okay. So let's attack him. We'll retreat if we need to.
Cut them down.
Great victory. Oh, yeah, that's just a bunch of nerdlings. I think we've got this. Let's have a proper battle against Hawksmakers here. So we're going to go for definitely Entropus on the Big Papa. buffs his physical resistance, and gives him that horrifying ability there where anytime he casts, it's going to be doing damage to himself as well. I'm tempted to give him Typhlosis simply because dropping his missile strength and speed is pretty important. What kind of spells do you have there? Job of the Stank. I actually don't have very many. Pretty cheap now that I'm looking at them. I'm going to give him Typhlosis. Not so worried about his spellcasting. We can honestly just drop Hush Cast on here as well. Weaken his power recharge. Where are my Agony Successions? Drop one of these on the Exalteds. One of these on just one of these random Nurglings. Just that Agony Succession, as many of them as we can get out of this Horde army here. Other Plague Bearers that are not. Go then. We can do probably a lot more damage. We can get Fragmenties on these two. We saved up a ton of curses. This is a bit overkill, but I think it'll be fun. It will give us a heroic victory now with high casualties. I think it'll still be a pretty bad fight for us. Let's go ahead and have the Lichbone Pendant applied here. Where is... Do we have a Spirited Away? We're going to try it on the ones with the Lichbone Pendant. We can basically just send them in to fight Kugath, bog him down, and then summon the bear behind him. While he's blind, he should have no chance against the bear. That's giving us a Pyrrhic victory. Because we used one of our goodies here. I think that's all we need. Let's rip apart the box makers here. Alright, now how best to destroy this force of Nurgle? I see a nice little choke point over here. Let's set the Akshina up. They should still have snipe. We'll just double check. So they can fire completely unnoticed, as long as we keep them that way. Perfect. We'll have the other spiders ready to dive in on Papa Kugath himself. Put him on the other side here. Rest of our spiders, let's going to keep them spread out a little bit. Really want Kugath to come towards us. He won't. I think with the damage they're going to start randomly taking from all of those curses, they might start moving our way. We'll see. Threltsy guards. Make sure all of the infantry are together. The Humies. We'll have just kind of a box of speedy spiders. Poisonous neurotoxin injecting speedy spiders. Let's see the Agony Succession start kicking in. You can see the damage. Oh, the poor army is just evaporating. That's what happens when you fight Kislev. That's awesome. And the more they stay together, the more damage they take as well. I think that basically stops for a moment, and then it'll kick in once more here. It'll do it again. At least I believe that's how it works. Unless you only get one. You only get one? Is that all? How sad. That's fine. You guys already healed back up. Sheena moved forward just enough where they can start firing at those Nurglings. You guys uninterested in fighting our spiders. We'll start bringing everyone in. Power unquestioned. Around behind, Kugath has started firing on us. Bombarding our Boyar there.
We fight for Ursan.
Actually got some really good hits. Bring the Akshina in. Perfect. If you don't move you towards Kugath. First the slug to slow him down. Spiders are going all the way around. We'll bring these ones in too. Keep advancing our Streltsy. Everything are just about gone. They should start disintegrating very soon. And we do now learn that I thought the Agony Succession kicked in multiple times. The fact that it doesn't means we won't be using it nearly as aggressively. Bring you guys back. Looks like he is bombarding our Streltsy. Maybe even on accident. Oh, I was wrong. Agony Succession's back. Happy to be wrong in this instance. Let's go ahead and make sure our poor Streltsy aren't getting bombarded there. Akshina, you move in to start blasting Kugath. They're really scared of our Spirited Away spiders, which I can understand. Spells should be able to jump in on these poor fools and get some serious damage. Even though they are exalteds. Getting all of the casts to them, so let's go ahead and pull away from that.
Conveying my authority.
Actually did very well. Go deal with these Nurglings next. Bunch of Nurglings moving on in.
Wolf tough Kislevites. Kislev sends us forth.
Spiders can have them dive in behind now. He continues to cast. Every time he does so, he is miscasting all over the place. It's embarrassing. We'll have you switch targets there because you're taking a lot of damage for those unholy hand grenades. Stop these from doing anything. Spiders, this one, as long as we can get them low enough damage, they will switch over into the bear. They're also getting some nice point-blank shots. Pull these Akshina back. Spiders, come on in and help out. Watchmen of the Night plus Spiders should actually work very well together. Kugath's getting blasted down. One away from them. I really just wanted to stop them from using those grenades. Spiders back, charging back in. Agony Succession's back as well. He's good and hilarious. Rest in peace, Kugath. Let's get in there, lads. Big old mobility scooter has fallen.
Motherland's finest.
All spiders dive in there. Spread out that slow death as far as you can. Oh, it's almost time. I want to do a little bit more damage to my spiders. Maybe we can get some friendly fire damage. Let's see. Otherwise, we're still not going to get any super exciting bear action. Nah, they're just going to fizzle on away. Pathetic. Alright, well, Kugath falls. Speed this on up. I saw an explosion there for a second. Maybe they were thinking about turning into a bear. Alright, we managed to wrangle in that heroic victory that it attempted to steal from us. And we did learn a few good things there. The Agony Succession does kick off multiple times. It just does take a while for it to activate a second time. And I think against a force that is not Nurglish, that is going to do a horrifying amount of damage. So we probably want to save those for, like, well, this was a perfect opportunity for the hordes, but any horde-based faction like the Skaven should rip across their lines. It's a pretty horrifying effect.
What care I for peasants?
What care I for peasants? I am glad you managed to survive, buddy. That was very key.
Oh, yeah.
You now come back in March.
Pain is irrelevant.
into the City of the Splinters.
Frost
But then I'm going to give you
made.
another chance to steal some tech.
Kislev claims
Well
their
done.
secrets.
You burned their town down. Yeah, that's not how we steal technology, but we'll take it.
Frozen glory.
Let's go for... Second point into Hailstorm is, it's a pretty
Your threat
good
is
version. It's almost
negligible.
identical to the metal spells, just icy.
Highborn son.
You good sir, we're going to give you Blade Shield.
Your
Make sure
time
you're holding
has
the line.
come, deceiver.
He's up there talking smack as well. I'm here for it.
Baron of the Motherland.
Want to upgrade Karak Doom, but it's so southern. It could be in a very bad spot. Let's keep saving for the city in City of Splinters. Fight here with Ostankya.
Do not
We don't need to fight this one after
Ostankya.
doing a proper
Troops.
battle against Kugath. We will go ahead and
Always
sack the Gluttport.
send the straw, take it from the weak.
6,000 sounds great. Oath Brothers of Tor. The elemental might of Tor blesses the weapons of his Oath Brothers as lightning flashes with every swing of their blades. These guys are fantastic. They've got a bound spell very similar to the Warrior Priests of Sigmar, where they just kind of drop down a blinding explosion.
Where I go,
Pretty
it
great.
is Kislev. Just an old woman.
Just an old woman. We'll make sure you have... Rumicos is not great. Let's just go for Fervent, dropping Corruption even further there. We may go for Reassuring Presence as well. Make sure we are taking no attrition while moving around up here in the north. Juliana. Let's grab that Arcane Conduit. We can move on back over here, and I think we'll grab Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. I think this allows it to have an area of effect, but before that, just giving our Elemental Incarnate a bit more resistance and defense. Really good on the fly. Right then. Can you drop down any issues? No, they're really having a hard time with their corruption now that Ostankya is here. Which is just perfect. Gold will start sorting itself out very soon. Are you in our territory, sir? Oh, Blue Bach. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down, and we're going to hunt you down later.
Here, the head
You should not have come into our territory. Big mistake. This is a fantastic one. So it takes 120 seconds, and then it kicks off again. Versus. As opposed to Craven Scent. Passive ability. Oh, I thought that was an area of effect, -24. That would be extra scary. Let's grab ourselves more Agony Succession. We'll just grab both of them there, both variants.
Rich with sweat and onion. Cross
Gate of Thorns, and then Typhus.
spin a ring around.
Those, I would say, are the most important
For
ones.
they
These
have
four here,
tasted Paradise.
depending on the army you're facing. Of course, all of the buffs are all pretty good. Doesn't really matter which one you're using. Gate of Splinters up to the next tier, which is just fantastic.
Ill-treated.
Ill-treated. Haunted Forest will give us a little bit more gold. Not a ton, but trick-or-treaters dropping their wallets up there is at least a little bit of income.
Heed me.
Orthodoxy, we get a trade agreement
The
with
great
how much money?
Orthodoxy backs
Let's
you.
do it.
Perhaps you are no heretic.
This is going to make Katarine upset, but
Kislev.
we're doing just fine. It's going to take a little while till we get a agreement with her because she's so powerful. But as soon as we do, we'll start actually getting access to some of those more professional military soldiers. We'll have one more intern here just to see how things play out, and I will go ahead and end the episode there. We'll come on over to Ostankya then. Ooh, Saberskin has come out of nowhere. Alright, unfortunately for you guys, I have stacked back up on curses. We're going to do what we can to try to bring down these ogres here in the next episode. We've got lots of missiles. Are we on the... If we're on a defensive battle map, we should have a lot better chances. Perfect. We'll have to find the best place to hold up and wait for the ogres to come on over to us. He is a slaughtermaster of beasts. We will have to worry about the Flocks of Doom. Those will be pretty dangerous to our Kossars. This should be a great battle, though. I will go ahead and see you all in the next one, though. I am out of time for today. I've been Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for the Light God and a sub for the sub throne. See you all the next time.